The all-electric SAV, or iX, is here for a second year. You're getting over 300-mile range. This is the 2023 iX xDrive50 in Storm Bay Metallic here from BMW of Wesley Chapel. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and this vehicle has a lot of cool features, and it's not just an electric car, but it's the future of BMW, starting off with the self-healing 4 Series grille that's enlarged in the front. I wish it was a little bit more wider, but I get the concept behind it because these sleek LED headlamps and daytime runnings, plus your BMW laser light, but they're just so wide. So it gives a nice impression at nighttime, but during the daytime, that self-healing grille, it would have been nice if they just molded it a little bit over. The front camera has a washing mechanism, so you can clean the front camera for the 360 degree. On the lower, you'll have your active grille that brushes into your side curtains with the gloss black, keeping a futuristic design, but also practicality. 8 inches of ground clearance. No Franco, weight distribution at 48.2, 59.1, coefficients 0.25, going against Audi, Mercedes, and Jaguar. Your charging will be on a level 2 or 240 volt around 9 hours. A 10 to 80% charge for this will be about 35 minutes. So it's right at the same standards of all of the electric vehicles. The 111.5 lithium ion battery pack produces 516 horsepower for the xDrive50. When you get into the M60, that will increase to 610 horsepower and 749 pound-feet of torque, with a 0 to 60 reaching 3.6 seconds. Here, it's 564 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, 4.4 seconds. You get more range here, over 300 miles. When you get into the M60, around 280 mile range. So you're going to lose about 20 to 30 miles of range, same charging times, but you will be able to motivate a little bit faster your 0 to 60. A quarter mile, around 12.6 seconds, with a top speed at 124 miles per hour. The M60, 130 miles per hour. So you're not going to top out much more with the M60. So the $20,000 justification in price is really just going to be the performance numbers, but it is still under a 4-second margin 0 to 60. So if it is going to go against the Audi, it's going to be a lot faster than the e-tron SUV. And the Mercedes EQS, when you start going around the 580, the price point is $140,000, and the M60 still beats it. So it just tells you what you're getting with performance numbers. We have the bronze that's going to wrap underneath all of the window treatment and the iX badging, the gloss black on the top and on that side view mirror. The door handles will be flush with the bronze because it's helping with aerodynamics, and also it's a style element. The gloss black on the lower, I think BMW did an excellent job with the SUV stance with gloss black materials that's all over. Also recycled materials for your rims, because we have the sports package that includes these 21-inch aero dark black wheels. The CFRP you will see for your interior doors, which is your carbon reinforcement plastics, and for the trunk. The Special Package 8 adds the 2-axle air suspension with the comfort access or your keyless entry, radiator heating package. Push here for your charging. The AC will be on the top and the DC on the bottom. Slim LED tail lamps, iX badging in the gold. To keep the minimalistic look, your camera is right there on the BMW badging. Drag reducing rear diffuser, power liftgate to go into 35.5 cubic feet of storage. We have these tail lights because of regulations and safety rules. This is going to be a hard cover, so it will make it just like a trunk. Therefore, we have an emergency pull if somebody was into the back of the trunk, because you would not be able to lift this up to get out. Underneath, you will have some storage that you can put your charger. You can also open this up more deep. It is not going to be as wide of an opening, and it also sits up a little bit more. Split fold the rear bench at a 40-20-40 split in the back. Also have a 12 volt here. Increasing cargo to 77 8.9 cubic feet with towing up to 5,500 pounds. Going inside the fully electric SAV or your iX. Headroom 42 inches, legroom 40.2 inches. It's a open floor layout in the front, just giving optimal space the way they carve out the door panels, and it has some unique touches. 18-way power seat adjustment, heated, ventilated, perforated. You get the gloss black in between, memory for the driver and passenger. To start the vehicle, you'll get this noise. To turn the vehicle off, you'll get this noise. The panel moonroof will have a cover that when you push this, now you can see through it. Push it again, and you will not be able to see through it. Very cool feature because now you don't have that rolling and all that noise. It's more luxurious, and it does it quicker. The tech-driven SAV starts off with the new iX screen, which is a one-panel glass curve, 14.9 inches for the infotainment. With your touchscreen navigation, we have pinch and swipe. Click into the home button here, and you can do your quick wedge layout. Click into the 4 squares. In this, you can configure a lot of things, where you would go for your seat settings for an additional 10 different seat settings, plus your massage seat function for the front seats. Going back, you can do your ambient lighting, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. We have the BMW digital key. This is xDrive8 system, which also entails 5G capabilities. 4-zone climate control, 2-zone up here. Everything has to be done through the infotainment screen. The driver cluster can go through an array of information for the driver. It is a 12.3. When you click on the multi-function steering wheel, you push this here, and then you just use this little roller here to toggle on your layout or different content that you want to be displayed on that driver cluster. Same thing for your heads-up display. On the other side will be for your cruise control. It's a 2-spoke steering wheel that's heated. The dashboard layout will have this indentation that runs through all the way around. Going into the passenger side, well, you'll have a smartphone holder on the door panel, which you do not receive that on the driver's side. You also have another area here for a smartphone, or you can just simply put your key fob. Glass controls with the wood inlays for your xDrive8 and to put it into gear. The cup holders underneath, you can fit about a 20 ounce. You have a 12 volt. Here's the digital key for BMW. Wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C ports. It's going to be more soft, and it's a long center. Open up inside. It's not as long inside. You do have a little storage here. Going on to the door panel for the driver, you push to get out. Upgraded Bauer & Wilkins sound system. It's more of the Syntec material pretty much everywhere, and it is soft to touch, one touch up and down for all the windows. Bottle or beverage holder in the front and a large storage pocket. Backseat occupants get a flat floor. Open up here and you'll have cup holders, and it's going to be soft to touch. Dual climate control settings in the rear, heated rear seats with your air vents in the center and on the side pillars. Behind both of the front seats, you'll have storage, 2 USB-C ports and a connector there if you want to put any tablet base for TVs or entertainment for children. The door panel will have the same textures as the front, so you have the Sensitech, soft pretty much everywhere with that upgraded Bauer & Wilkins sound system. Push to get out. The storage, you can put a bottle or beverage holder in the front, and you have some storage in the back. 516 horsepower, 564 pound-feet of torque at 0 to 60, 4.4 seconds. It definitely beats the Audi. We have the iconic noise that's going to filter in. Sport mode with the in. Let's go. Your brakes, it comes in a lot, as you heard it. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how much money I would spend on something in technology-wise, but I like that BMW is paying attention to full detail. When you put it all the way to the metal, it's almost like a video game, and they do that through all the sounds of this vehicle, and dynamics is good. I mean, it's just funny because you're expecting something different. And when you get into these electric vehicles, they all have their own tune, and it just makes it a little bit more playful. The visibility and handling is good. It's near 50-50 weight distribution. It's a heavy vehicle. It has a huge battery, and it has some range. So comparing it to Tesla, it's almost comparable. It's not necessarily going to be the best, obviously. Charging times will not be the fastest, but it will be faster than Jaguar's charging time, whether you're doing a 10 to 80% quick charge or even overnight charge. So I like that, and you get more range in this. When you're going against Audi, that's going to be faster in your charging, but it's going to be slower in the numbers, and this is going to get better range. This is also longer and bigger and wider. It doesn't necessarily feel so humongous, but it does feel bigger in the interior, and that's going to take me to some things I like and dislike, and that's what we're going to start talking about. The first thing that I like about the iX is they have so much unique twist to it, meaning you have all these different sounds that's very playful and making it feel like a video game, plus you have exterior components to make it sleek, and yet they're using everything to a minimalistic look inside and outside. The second thing that I like about the vehicle is all the rear charging ports. You have 4 USB-C ports, 2 on each side behind the driver's seat, which is awesome. The next thing, the self-healing grille. Who does this? We obviously kept it in sport mode. Hopefully this Acura doesn't do anything crazy, because right away means the person on the right. Here we go. It's fast. I mean, this is like faster than sports cars that's way over $100,000, in which you're getting that for an MSRP under $85,000, or around $88,000, I should say. 3 things that I dislike is the cup holders. Where they're located, it is a little difficult in the sense to use them, and you really have to take your eyes off the road in order to use them in the front. Taking me to the second thing, the dashboard layout. I just don't like this circle that's carved out. They could have maybe moved it up 2 to 4 inches, because that's about that little trench that they've put. Just move it forward and give us some more interior space. You've done a great job with interior space layout. It's just this kind of is an eyesore, and I'm going to see it all the time. Taking me to the last thing is in the cargo. It's not so wide of an opening. They take out a lot of space of the width because of the design layout that they have. They don't necessarily need to make the pillars in the back so chunky. They could have made it more thinner, therefore giving more width in the interior for your cargo. And also it kind of picks up. I've turned the iconic sound off, and now it just feels kind of like a Tesla or any other electric vehicle. You just hear some road noise, and it's super quick, because 4.4 seconds is a lot faster than pretty much everybody on the road. Does it feel wider? I would definitely say yes, especially when you're into a 3-lane section. It doesn't feel so long until you look back. It almost feels like a 3rd row vehicle, and yet it's only 195 inches. So they project so much interior space. Taking it back to Audi to start off with. Audi, the e-tron SUV has been around for a little bit now. You will have a little bit more cargo capacity only because you have a frunk, whereas here we do not get that. The Mercedes EQS, I reviewed the 580 SUV. It is awesome with interior space. They do such a good job complementing BMW in the sense of how much room you have. You can also option a 3rd row in that one, whereas here you cannot. The width of this feels just as wide and just as long, even though that vehicle is longer. The speed, this one's going to be faster. I do like the hyper screen better in that model though, because it's over 50 inches of screens. Here, it's a little bit smaller, giving more of that minimalistic look, but it's very sleek for the width of the vehicle. So it almost gets swallowed up because it's so much interior space. Going against the Jaguar F-Pace, that's going to be smaller. The interior space is going to be a little bit more cramped. It's going to be a little bit more sporty, but the dynamics is better in this one. Your range is going to be better in this one. The EQS SUV will be something more comparable for range, but then your price escalates. That one I reviewed was $140,000. This one, you're just touching $100,000, and we're not in the M60. So if you go into the M60, that escalates. But just regular, we have it in sport without the iconic noise. Here it is. It definitely pushes you back. It's a fun to drive vehicle. Going in and out of lanes, you can do so. The steering, it's really light. Turn radius, it's gonna get about 2 lanes. It's just rock and roll. It's fast. It is super quick. The brakes are not going to be as strong, but again, a lot of that is derived because of the weight. We're over 5,600 pounds. It's a heavy vehicle. In this, you're gonna sit a little higher up. So for tall people, you're gonna feel a little bit kind of standing out because the door panels are low. The ambient lighting, you do see it because they're so low, the door panels. The windscreen brushes into the hood. You feel the clearance, but it doesn't quite feel like 8 inches of ground clearance. So I think BMW did a good job in the sense of masking that so you don't feel so high up. But going against the rivals, the Jaguar feels like it sits a little bit lower. This is a tech-rich vehicle. If you want the performance, it also ticks that box. I'd like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2023 BMW iX xDrive50 for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the next video and the subscribe button. Check out the merchandise, website, Instagram. Leave a comment and a like.